Hey, Organic Price Book friends, Jake here from the Brave and the Boys, and we got another Superman overview coming at you, this time for Superman Volume 1 by Kurt Busiek. Now, this was a book that was recommended to me by a friend of the channel, and I read it. I tore through this book in one sitting, so you need to pick it up. I'm going to talk you through two of my favorite stories that are listed in here. One of them, a book that made me cry my eyes out. So if you do want to buy this or 1 to 3 other books, you can save $2 with the code Braveboys. Or if you want to buy 4 more books, you can save 5% with the code Braveboyssit. And when you do support us with that discount code, you do get a discount yourself, as well as I earn a small commission that helps me buy books to give more overviews for you all. So thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you so much, Organic Price Books. Let's dive into this amazing Superman book. So I'm so excited to overview the story because I read it and I absolutely loved it. We're going to focus on 2 of the stories inside this book. The first one being Secret Identity, which is an amazing Superman story, and the next one being Up, Up, and Away. So this book is going to retail for $50. It's currently $45 on Organic Price Books, and it is going to include Action Comics 837 through 843, Superman 650 through 658, Superman the Man of Steel Annual number 5, Superman Secret Identity 1 through 4, and World's Finest Comics 308, 309. So this is a massive standard size hardcover coming in at a whopping 664 pages, and it is just all amazing. So we're going to start with Secret Identity. Now this is, think of it like Superboy Prime, sort of. So this is not the DC world that we know. This is our real world. There's never been a superhero, but there is a family with the last name Kent who lives in Kansas, not Smallville, because again, this isn't a superhero, but Superman exists, like Superman comics exist in this world. So what did the family do when their last name is Kent and they live in Kansas? They think it'd be hilarious to name their son Clark. So this is a kid who's been teased his whole life for being named after the superhero cartoon. But what happens? He develops powers. So each issue starts with a traditional Superman cartoon, almost like a golden age. And what is it? It is this Clark Kent kid getting another Superman gift because guess what? His name is Clark Kent. So he's kind of an outsider, kind of a loner, and he spends a lot of time camping. And what happens? He wakes up and he's flying. What's cool about this book is he doesn't off the bat become Superman, but he does decide, you know what? I can do these things. I have to help people. The art is amazing, and you really get to see a humanized version of Clark. So a lot of people don't know he exists. He's kind of a myth, and he realizes that, you know what? If I'm ever going to have a normal life, I need to hide being Superman. So that's how the book starts. He eventually meets his Lois, not Lane, but he meets his Lois, and he falls in love. But this book is so special because you get to see the entire life of Clark. He grows older, he has a family, and his powers start to fade, but he ushers in a new age for this world, and it is just incredible. The art is amazing. The ending will have you in tears. You get to see an amazing love story between Clark and this world's Lois. You get to see Clark changing the world, not just as Superman, but through his writing, and you get to see the family that he grows up to have with 2 daughters. And it is just a perfect story. Now let's jump into the next one that I want to cover today. So now we have Superman Up, Up, and Away. In this world, it's, I think, a year after Infinite Crisis, and Superman doesn't have any powers anymore. So what does he do? He just enjoys being friends with Jimmy and enjoys being in love with his wife Lois. And he is adjusting to not having powers. And he's finding ways to be a hero in his own way. And he deals with the Kryptonite Man, and he deals with a bunch of other heroes. You get to see his cousin step up a lot. You get to see Green Lantern and Hawk Girl, but just awesome moments. I love this part where Luthor goes to rough up Kent and he punches him in the face, and because he has no powers, he falls down bleeding, and he says, "I always knew you had a glass jaw." And I mean, if he had punched him when he had his powers, Luthor probably would have had a broken hand. So Lex Luthor is just incredibly evil in this, and you get to see Clark wrestle with, does he even want his powers back? Because he's so happy with Lois. And I just love how they write Lois in this book. Basically, she says, I'm like a firefighter's wife. Of course, I like it when you're not in fire, but I married a firefighter. So you get to see his powers slowly come back, him start to become a hero again, and it is just an amazing story. Let's jump into the extras. So now we don't get a lot of extras, but we do get some sketches and rough layouts. So you get to see Superman and some cool moments and a life in secret. And then I think them talking about the Prestige mini proposal series of Secret Identity. And I'm telling you, this is now on my list of top Superman stories ever. And I got to get the deluxe edition. So that was awesome. Up, Up, and Away was awesome. And the rest of the book that we didn't even cover today was awesome. So definitely check this book out and keep reading and stay brave.